Good morning, everyone, and what a beautiful, glorious morning it is in the on God's green earth. Now that we finally have this absolute moron out of power. I mean, he's still an MP. However, he is no longer our First Minister of Scotland, which is brilliant. You know, we're out of the frying pan, but let's just hope we're not going to go back into the fire. Humza Yousaf quits as Scotland's First Minister, and just what is probably the most shambolic political career I've ever seen anybody have. I mean, there's probably a lot worse out there, but still, I'm considering it to be this guy, this absolute clown. The search has begun for a new First Minister of Scotland following Humza Yousaf's announcement of his intention to quit the role. He made the decision after spending the weekend reflecting on what was best for the SNP, the government, and Scotland. What basically happened was I'm pretty sure a lot of the big wigs for the SNP just finally got into a room with him and went, "It's time, big guy. You had your chance and you blew it. So, what's going to happen is you're going to resign on Monday morning. It wasn't Monday, actually. Was it Tuesday? I don't know. I don't keep track. I'm just happy it happened. He made the decision after spending, in fact, just said that. Mr. Yousaf concluded that someone else would need to take over in order to repair our relationship across the political divide, because Humza Yousaf was, in fact, a very divisive character in the sense that he basically cared more about people who were not Scottish than actual Scots. In fact, everybody knows that famous speech that he made where he didn't like the fact that Scots were in charge in Scotland, which is a problem that England had for a very, very long time. You know, that place that the SNP claims to hate and wants to be separated from, for specifically those reasons. But apparently it was just fine whenever Humza did it. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough. Excuse me. But yeah, Humza Yousaf was a divisive character. He didn't like white people. You know, that's just something that everybody just knows, especially after that speech. He just contributed fuck up after fuck up throughout his career. I mean, I've already went over this. He was the transport minister, and then he was caught driving without insurance. And as a libertarian, I think that's bullshit. But still, I mean, if you're the transport minister that manages, transport and the transport laws, you could at least, obey them. Then he was the Justice Minister, where he tabled the legislation for the absolutely horrendous hate crime bill, or as we like to call it, the anti-human rights bill, because that's specifically what it is. Something that's turned Scotland into Salem, where everybody's ratting on everybody else like good citizens. And all that, and the first arrest that was actually made under the law was a bogus complaint against a little old lady. And everyone, so there was that absolute fuck up. And then he was the health minister during COVID. Fucking, need I say more? Then he became the first minister, and he was just an absolute idiot. But the thing that was amazing about this is he absolutely shot himself in the foot. He completely engineered his own destruction. That's the thing that's mental. Like, they see the reason that the SNP are in charge is because they have a coalition with the Green Party. Now, the Green Party are just nutters. Like, they're just mentalists, right? They just need to be put in an asylum, right? They're all like nudists and like they're weird. They're just weird, right? However, the SNP took them on as part of a coalition government so that the SNP would have a majority. Now, the reason that the Greens go along, but the reason smaller parties go along with that is they get something out of it. They ask for certain things, and they get those certain things in order to continue with the coalition, so that they can then vote on whatever the SNP votes on. But then Humza just essentially told them to fuck off. He was basically like, "Yeah, you're not getting your stuff that you asked for anymore," and the Greens went, "All right, coalition's over, and we will vote against you in a no confidence vote." And then the Scottish Tories seen that and pure went, "Can you dig it?" And just, that's what happened. So Hamza, like, that's the thing that's hilarious. Remember how I told you that the guy is a moron? He is an actual idiot. He did that. He's like, "Oh, we need these people to keep me in charge. I'm going to tell them to fuck off." Like, the thing is, I'm so happy he's that stupid. I'm so happy he is that stupid, because the SNP is not only is Humza Yousaf out the door, the SNP have lost their majority. Like, they've lost the majority, so now the SNP stand to lose massively, like, in any future votes, especially at the next election. Like, I've said this, we're getting sweeping Labour all across the UK next election. Right, and it's because the Tories, let's face it, they deserve it, right? The Tories have done nothing but shit all over us, this, oh yeah, fuck you and your house and your family and the little homeless veterans on the street, but fucking Iqbal coming across the fucking channel, oh, he gets a nice fancy hotel room and a big flat screen TV. Yeah, fuck the Tories. Fuck them. They deserve it. 0 seats, and it's absolutely deserved. So next election, we are absolutely going to get a sweeping Labour, just in time, because things are really kicking off in the Middle East again. So, what year is it? But anyway, in fact, I've went on a big rant. John Swinney and Kate Forbes are two SNP MSPs being talked of for the role. Now, if the SNP wants to maintain any kind of support, they will go for Kate Forbes. I like Kate. She just gives off that energy, like she would just yell at you, but she's all small and stuff. She's really small, but she gets really angry and would yell at you and gives off big mommy vibes. As everybody's starting to realise my type. I like short, angry women. But anyway, Mr. Swinney is a political veteran of his party and was its leader at the turn of the century. He resigned from the post in the summer of 2004 and was succeeded by Alex Salmond. Now, as far as Swinney goes, he wasn't really major or really notable. He wasn't really involved in any mad stuff or anything like that. But what was the joke that somebody made? Congratulations, Mr. Yousaf, for being the first minister that's not been arrested. Which is true. I don't think Swinney was ever arrested, though. I don't know. I'll need to double check that. I don't think he has. Miss Forbes was a former SNP leadership candidate, losing to Mr. Yousaf in the ballot held just over a year ago. Now, I believe Kate came second. I believe she did. But basically, if SNP wants any kind of victory, now I don't want SNP to have any kind of victory in any way whatsoever, but if you do want to fix things, Kate Forbes, trust me, bet on it. You can take that to the bank. Buy now. Buy stock now, right? Buy stock in Kate Forbes, big dommy mommy. Kate Forbes. Nominations to replace Mr. Yousaf opened just before midnight on Monday and will close at noon on Monday, 6 May. SNP National Secretary Lorna Finn posted on social media. The decision by Scotland's First Minister to go followed the collapse of the SNP's power-sharing deal with the Greens. Mr. Yousaf's decision to abruptly end the agreement just 48 hours after saying he had no intention of doing so angered the Greens and left him struggling to secure enough support in order to lead a minority government. That's the thing that blows my mind. Why did he do that? Why did it? It's like they were the people that are keeping me in power. Fuck them, get rid of them. Oh no, I'm not in power now. How could this have happened? I don't get why he did that. He literally sawed off the branch he was sitting on. But like I said, he's a tyrant, he's malevolent, he's a very, very malicious guy, but very fortunately for us, he was also very, very stupid. I still don't understand why he did that, but I mean, it's great that he did. He had been facing 2 votes of no confidence later this week that he was not certain to win. No, not certain. He wouldn't have won. Everyone, even people in his own party, wanted him gone, with the Greens saying they would vote to remove him as First Minister. Only on Friday, Mr. Yousaf insisted he would win the confidence votes and absolutely lead the SNP into the general election and the 2026 Holyrood election, which, if you ask me, cannot come fast enough. But that's the thing is, he's literally never done anything good throughout his entire political career. It's genuinely just been fuck up after fuck up after fuck up from Humza Yousaf. Name one good thing he's done. Loads of people that like the SNP follow me. Name one good thing. Right? There's a bunch of things that I can name about Nicola Sturgeon. I absolutely hate the woman, but there was some certain things he did that were good. Alex Salmond, I don't really hate or anything like that. He was just, back during the independence referendum, he was just kind of there. But he wasn't pushing any of this bloody nonsense or anything like that we're having to deal with nowadays, but he did good things. I can even say that Nicola Sturgeon did good things. Humza Yousaf has done literally nothing good throughout his entire political career. All he's done is scream about everybody being racist, harassing a fucking nursery for racism because they wouldn't take his brown children, and then it turned out the owners of the nursery were also brown. In fact, I believe they were darker than him and all that, and he's just an idiot. He's an absolute clown. Excuse me. First Muslim to lead a major UK party. First Muslim. Oh, right, okay. I was going to say there. I was a bit to go. I was a bit to go like that. What about Sunak? And then I went, oh wait, no, different, different kind of brown man. So anyway, announcing his resignation at his official Butte House residence in Edinburgh, he admitted having clearly underestimated the hurt he had caused the Greens by ending the agreement in the manner that he did. Like, yeah, if you tell people, oh yeah, see how the agreement that we had that's keeping us in power, fuck you, we're not doing that anymore. And the Greens just went, your terms are acceptable. Like, what did he think was going to happen? Genuinely, that's how coalitions work. Do you know that? You make an agreement with the party. Yeah, we'll form a coalition with you if we get XYZ. You then give them XYZ. If you don't give them XYZ, they'll say, all right, well, fuck the coalition. We're now going to vote against you. That's the way it works. I'm not even involved in politics, and even I know that. Fucking the average man in the street knows that. Oh, the person didn't like you after you broke your promise to them? How strange. Oh, I think there's pollen in here. I think that's what's making my throat irritated. Anyway, he said, after spending the weekend reflecting on what is best for my party, for the government, and for the country I lead, I've concluded that repairing our relationship across the political divide can only be done with someone else at the helm, which is true because Humza was like universally hated. Just universally hated by like everyone. Like even loads and loads of people in his own party. Everybody knew he was a complete fud. He was just a complete fud, but they get voted in anyway because the SNP were like, yeah, but think of how progressive we're going to look to everyone if we have the nice brown Muslim man running the party. Like, I've even said before, man, vote in fucking Akabugu Aginwelli or whatever the fuck, man. I don't care. I just make sure the person's not a tyrant and actually knows what they're doing. Humza Yousaf does not know what he is doing. He was an absolute DEI hire, but except he was put into the position of running the fucking country. Right? Don't just vote people in cause Brune. You don't just do that when it comes to an important job like running a fucking country. The guy's a fucking idiot. I mean, I'm still angry and getting like he's gone. It's fine. It's fine. He's gone. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have to be angry anymore. It's okay. He's gone. I have therefore informed the SNP's National Secretary of my intention to stand down as party leader. His resignation comes just 13 months after Mr Yousaf won the contest to succeed Nicola Sturgeon as First Minister, and SNP leader after narrowly defeating Kate Forbes in what had been a fractious leadership race. He became the first ethnic majority leader of a devolved government in the UK and the first Muslim to lead a major UK party. Congratulations, Humza Yousaf. How'd it go? How'd it go? Did it go well? Did you do a good job? Within days of Mr. Yousaf's appointment, Miss Sturgeon's home was searched by police as such. It's a fucking joke, isn't it? And her husband, Peter Murrow, the SNP's chief executive at the time, arrested as part of an ongoing investigation into the SNP's funding and finances. Miss Sturgeon was also later arrested, but has not been charged with any offences. Mr. Murrow has been charged with embezzlement. It's not clear who is likely to replace Mr. Yousaf, but they will be the seventh person to hold the post of First Minister since the Scottish Parliament was established in 1999. Which, you know, to be fair, compared to other British parties, is not that fucking bad. Didn't we have like 3 different prime ministers in the space of like 2 weeks or some shit, man? Like, yeah, to be fair, you know, I'll give the SNP that. Not as bad as the fucking Tories, but still awful. Former SNP leader John Swinney, who served as Deputy First Minister to Miss Sturgeon, has already said he is actively considering standing and has received the backing of a number of influential figures within the party. The SNP's Westminster leader Stephen Flynn has ruled himself out and is among those backing Mr Swinney for the job. But Miss Forbes has been tipped to stand again. Now, again, I'll save it for the end. She remains a divisive figure within the party over her views on social issues, including trans rights and gay marriage, because Kate Forbes is a Christian, which is why I'm kind of like, why are you in the fucking SNP? But anyway, and is likely to be unpalatable to the Greens. Who cares what the Greens think? But her supporters have said they expect her to put her name forward. Mr Yousaf became visibly emotional as he paid tribute to his wife and children in his resignation speech. He added, I cannot tell you what an honour an honour it is being the First Minister of the country I love, the country I am raising my family in, and the only country I will ever call home. He added, as a young boy born and raised in Scotland, I could never have dreamt that one day I would have the privilege of leading my country. At least you acknowledge your privilege. People that looked like me were not in positions of political influence, let alone leading governments, when I was younger. Fucking shut up. We now live in a UK that has a British Hindu PM, a Muslim Mayor of London, a Black Welsh First Minister, and for a little while longer, a Scots Asian First Minister of Scotland. Yep. And how are all of those going? How are all of those going? Because this is the thing is, like, I don't really give a shit about the fucking, yeah, but they're like a trans fucking NB. I don't give a shit. How's it going? These are extremely important positions. How's it going? How are you managing the roles? You're doing fucking terrible. You're doing absolutely fucking shite. You know, fucking London, you can't go out for a pint of milk without getting fucking put full of holes with fucking doctors and engineers and all that type of stuff. Fucking Britain pretty much has absolute fucking open borders, and we're giving them all flat screen TVs, loads and loads of benefits while they're going around throwing acid in everybody's faces. Scotland, fucking who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Humza Yousaf was far too busy taking away everybody's fucking human rights to actually do anything to improve the country or even try to get independence, which is supposed to be the SNP's goal, although it seems more these days they're more focused on letting fucking 40-year-old guys in dresses change in front of your toddlers. Right, that's again, how's it going? How's all of that going for you? You know, you must feel really nice that, oh, but they're brown, we're so progressive and we're so nice, while the country's fucking burning down all around you. You know, but at least, you know, at the end, when you're sitting there lying in a ditch with two in the back of the head, you can say, but at least I was nice about it. at least I felt good. I felt really good that I voted for the brown man. Well, your fucking children are getting dragged away to get sold on the dark web. It's like, at least I was nice. I felt good. I got so many likes on that tweet. Opposition parties in the Scottish Parliament had tabled 2 confidence votes, one in the First Minister and another in the SNP government as a whole. Let's go. I want that one to still happen. Mr. Yousaf had written to the other party leaders asking them to find common ground ahead of the votes, but was facing a battle for survival with his government no longer having a majority of seats in Parliament. Winning the vote could have meant reaching an agreement with Ash Regan, a former SNP MSP who defected to Alex Salmond's Alba party after finishing third in the SNP leadership contest. Now, the funny thing about the Ash Regan would have been the deciding vote. But the funny thing is when she left the SNP to go join Alba, Humza Yousaf publicly said, no great loss. The fact that she left, and then it turned out that she was the deciding vote. And I think that's when Humza realised and went, fuck. He just decided to resign instead. Because, you know, she's not said publicly, but we all know how she was going to vote. Mr. Yousaf had reportedly ruled out having the SNP cut a deal with Alba, despite both parties supporting independence ahead of his decision to quit. I believe Humza Yousaf asked Alex Salmond, can you do me a favour and not vote against us in the no confidence votes? And Alex Salmond said, cool, we'll totally do that if in these specific districts you don't run candidates. You don't run SNP candidates in these districts so that Alba could win the vote. And Humza Yousaf said, absolutely fucking not. And then Alex Salmond went, oh well, good luck then. It's pollen. My nose is running. It's fucking pollen again. I'm a gardener with hay fever. How fun's that? As he announced his resignation, he said he was not willing to trade in my values or principles or do deals with whomever simply for retaining power. But you tried to. You contacted them and tried to make deals. The deals just fell through because you weren't prepared to give them what they wanted. I'm not going to do deals with whomever simply to stay. No, you tried. You still tried to make deals. The negotiations just fell through. You still tried. Scottish Greens co-leader Patrick Harvey and Mr. Yousaf said Mr. Yousaf was right to stand down and accused him of breaking the bonds of trust with the Greens and with everyone who wanted a stable, progressive, pro-independence government. Nobody, shut up. Nobody cares. This is absolute regression. It's regression into all the shit that was going on right before Rome fell. Rome fell for a fucking reason. Mr. Harvey added, it is regrettable that it has ended this way. It didn't need to. We draw no satisfaction or pleasure from this. Yeah, you do. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, you do. BBC Scotland understands that the Greens will now not support either of the no confidence motions, meaning they are likely to be voted down, which is a shame. But, you know, it'd be nice if the SNP could just get voted right out. Scottish Conservative leader Douglas Ross said Mr Yousaf had failed as First Minister, which is underselling it if you ask me. Just like he failed as Transport Secretary, Justice Secretary and Health Secretary. Yeah, he absolutely just shat the bed in every single one of those roles. Like, that's the thing is, if you've given the guy 3 different jobs and he's fucked every single one of them up, and then the party turned around and went, why don't we put him in charge of the whole company? You're an idiot. You're a moron. You deserve everything that you get, right, for putting that idiot in charge. He has let the people of Scotland down, making Scotland the highest taxed part of the United Kingdom, Mr. Ross said, which is absolutely true. Right, it sucks. By the way, the taxation in Scotland sucks. It's shit. I hate it. It's terrible. Everybody's going, why are there no jobs going in Scotland? Because it's easier to base down in England. That's why you pay less tax. You pay less tax. Oh, everything up here is only fucking call centres and that. Yeah, because nobody's fucking opening factories or doing anything else up here. Because the way taxation works is companies want to pay the least amount of tax possible. In fact, everybody does. Right? So, where's the place with the least amount of taxes? Let's base ourselves there. That's what they do. There's a reason that there's so many boats all over the world that are registered to Panama. Right, there's a reason for that, right? So the reason that why there's no many jobs in Scotland is because we've got the highest taxes in all of the UK. So why the fuck would businesses want to base here, right? Why is there no jobs? Taxes. That's why. Scottish Labour has previously said its motion of no confidence in the Scottish Government would remain tabled even if Mr Yousaf resigned. Its leader, Anna Sarwar, by the way, just as bad. Everybody, even though I'm saying sweeping Labour, Anna Sarwar has given a similar speech to Humza Yousaf. Not quite as bad as white, but Anna Sarwar still doesn't like white people. Said Scotland was facing the biggest challenges since devolution, but was being governed by a dysfunctional, chaotic and divided SNP government. He added they cannot impose another unelected First Minister on Scotland in a backroom deal. The people of Scotland should decide who leads our country. There must be an election. It's time for change. And the reason Anna Sarwar was saying that is Labour stands to win. Labour stands to win a lot of seats at the next election. Yeah, just especially because of how unpopular the Tories have become, because the Conservatives, they're conserving fuck all. All they're doing is filling, well, I was going to say, all they're doing is filling their pockets and using the state as a means to do that, but I mean, that's literally every single politician, so that's a little bit redundant. But I'm happy that Humza Yousaf's gone, right, because the man was a tyrant. He was malevolent, he was malicious, but very, very fortunately for us, he was also a complete idiot. He fucked up the 3 previous roles he was given, so of course he was going to fuck this up as well by getting rid of the Greens and literally sawing off the branch that he was sitting on. Right, so basically, woo, thank God for absolute fucking idiots. But still, we can sit here and go like that, oh, amazing that he's gone and everything like that, but who's going to replace him? You know, are we out of the frying pan and into the fire? Well, the favourite, it would either be John Swinney, who I haven't looked too much into. Like, when John Swinney was in charge of, like, the SNP, I was like 13, 14, where I didn't really give a shit about politics and everything, so I don't know much about him. However, the favourite is Kate Forbes. That is one of the favourites, and she was in second place during the last leadership election, right? And she is not down with the trans stuff, which, fucking hell, by the way, I might do a little bit of a video covering that stuff. Has anybody noticed how after some certain science came out, everyone is running for the fucking hills? I never supported it. I never supported it in the first place. I know the chickens are coming home to roost on that one, but that's a story for another time. Basically, Kate Forbes is Christian, Scottish, and actually gives a shit about the country. Right, and that's why, and I don't want the SNP to do well. I think they're a bunch of absolute, nearly said a naughty word there. I think they're a bunch of morons. I think they're a bunch of absolute morons, and I don't want them to do well. However, if the SNP want to stand any chance whatsoever in upcoming elections, Kate Forbes is the pick. However, the SNP are idiots and will probably just vote in another DEI hire.